We have a trader who lost $415,000 in a couple of weeks, someone turned $950 into $66,000 in just 2 weeks, and we have a trader who let a gain of $83,000 slip through his fingers. And we are starting off with an insane loss by Only 2023. This year will be different. As we can see, he's down by 99.84% or $415,378.51, and he's left with just $661.86. And when looking at his chart, we can quite accurately pinpoint when he started trading options, as his account drops just straight down. And looking at some of his trades, we can understand how he lost so much money. Of course, he was trading 0 days till expiry, SPY calls and puts. And if you're asking how did he have hundreds of thousands just laying around, well, he exited a startup. This loss doesn't destroy his life, but he's obviously bummed about losing 400k. So he built and sold a startup with 3 other co-founders. He was not the one managing risk at his startup, he was the go-getter. Take risks, get attention, and so on. Clearly it doesn't translate well in options. He keeps thinking he can figure this out, read books, learn technical analysis, price action, make it back next trade, and the cycle goes on. His issue is he would not exit a position if he was up 20 to 30% on a 0 days till expiry. He would want big swings of 100 to 200%. He knew he should have been playing 7, 14 and even 30 days till expiry options, but he kept wanting returns quicker, which is dumb and unrealistic. In a way, he sort of had this coming. Definitely his fault. He thinks he can make it back, and his positions for next week are Tesla calls with a striking price at $200. We can also see that he reported a loss of $238,325.50 for 2022, and he created a new account to post this because he has shame, and also because his wife probably follows WallStreetBets. Her boyfriend has been good about distracting her lately, so maybe he's in the clear. Hopefully he can make back those huge losses with his remaining 56 cents of buying power. And if you're not already subscribed, it would mean a ton to me if you just press that button. It's free and you'll help me out a lot at reaching my goal of 600 subscribers. Thank you. Anyway, next up we have an insane gain by Tesla 515. $950 to 30.5k in 8 trading days. He started with $950 on February 6th and cashed out today at 30.5k in 8 trading days. He played both calls and puts on Meta, Apple, Nvidia, Tesla and SPY. His biggest profits were from SPY 0 days till expiry call options with a striking price at $410, from which he made 3.6k. From 0 days till expiry SPY puts with a striking price at $413, he made 16k, and on Tesla put options with a striking price at $210 and an expiration date on February 17th, he made 6.2k. And both of those SPY trades were held for less than an hour. He didn't stop and made another 21k the next day with 0 days till expiry SPY calls with a striking price at $410, bringing his account up to 51k. And he didn't even stop there. On Friday he made another 15k with 0 days till expiry SPY puts with a striking price at $404. He held this position for just 20 minutes and brought his account from just $950 to $66,851.49. His chart is absolutely insane, and I just hope he can continue making such insane returns. Next up we have an insane loss by Mr. Sunshine XXXXX. He let the most money he's ever had slip through his fingers, and he doesn't know what to do or how to move on. In the past year his account went straight up to around 83k, it stayed there for a while until it started violently dropping, and now all he has left is $1,500.65. How did that happen? Well, he YOLO'd AMC calls and held hoping for a good future. He bought calls that were close to the money, and when it hit 100% he sold and bought options a few dollars higher. He calls it snowballing, and he bought it because he thought it was going to go up after Adam Aron's big pounds announcement. And the saddest part is that he was putting $100 a month into an index fund for a while, got it to 10k and then YOLO'd. Otherwise he's 32, and with smart investing he could maybe retire at the age of 145 if age reversal becomes a thing. And with his last $1,500 he YOLO'd on BBBY call options with a striking price at $2 and bought some TRKA shares. Feels bad, and hopefully he somehow recovers. Anyway, next up we have an insane gain by Mr. Salamio. He bought for 31k in December, fell to 1.5k in January, and he held and sold for 80k last week. So because of his diamond hands he 53x'd his position from the January bottom. He bought Tesla call options with a striking price at $180 and an expiration date on March the 17th. He entered the position because he was was sure that Tesla would recover quickly once the Form 4s disclosing Elon's sales were published, and that didn't go as planned. He sold his calls on Thursday at 12:30 PM, basically just on a hunch, and happened to time the top last week pretty well. So he initially planned to only hold them for a few days and catch the recovery back up. But then Tesla dropped like a rock, another 36%, so he just held them because they were basically worthless anyway, as he was down by 95%. Even though he sold these options, he still has Tesla calls with a striking price at $200 and an expiration date on January 2025. Huge respects to him for diamond handling his position and luckily securing his profits. Next, we have a huge loss by Miss Blonde Lebanese, who's asking where can a guy get some flair around here. As we can see, he's down by 98% or $21,930 because he bought Shopify call options with a striking price at $60 and an expiration date on February 17th. And this mad let YOLO'd on these options just 2 days before expiry. With the infamous last words, go big or go home, this stock dropped by around 20%. And with Cathy Woods buying 776,000 shares on Thursday, gave him hope for a rebound on Friday. But sadly, that just didn't happen. And with that, he at least got his well-deserved flair. Shopify chopped my nuts. And last but not least, we have a huge gain by Pizza and Tandy's. 1 hour and 10 minutes after buying puts at the top, he's up by 172% or $6,016.04. He bought SPY puts with a striking price at $405 and expiration date on February 17th. He bought them at 10:25 AM and sold at 11:45 AM. And he entered the position because the market went up on hot inflation after open. And he closed it because you got to be an idiot to not take a 172% gain in an hour. Smart man. He does believe this market will continue to sell off though, otherwise he's had some big wins and losses. After 2 years of this, he's still not great at it. Originally he played individual stocks and just went based on if he would buy the stock at this price, why not an option, and that wasn't the best strategy. Now he mainly trades SPY options and maybe a stock option here and there. He tries to pay attention to news, economic events, bond yields and the dollar. Lately the market has required more luck though. He currently has a position on SPY puts for March that are down by around 30%, but he still has time on those. Generally, the shorter you stay in the options, the better. He likes to buy and sell within a few days unless he's anticipating a larger move. He likes to get options 1 to 2 months out unless he thinks a move will happen today, and he hardly goes for 1 to 2 days till expiration options. His best win was a 36k gain on SoFi back when it was still a SPAC. It peaked around June 8th to 9th in 2021 and he bailed the next day. He repositioned and proceeded to get burned. Over the last 2 years he's down by roughly 7%, so not horrible, but begs the question why stress if he's not beating the market. He didn't stop and posted another huge gain. He bought the same options and this time he's up by 58% or $6,752.28. So he entered 200 puts a day before and another 100 puts on the day of the post near the top of the rally. He expected PPI to come in hot, which it did, but he had to go talk to some people and work and missed selling in the morning. He was sweating all day but kept his cool and added more. The bonds were selling off and the buying volume tapered off. He waited knowing all the regards were buying 0 days till expiry calls and their brokers would sell them around 3 and 3:30. He got the dump he was looking for and got out. Well, huge respects to him for making consistent gains and hopefully he can recover from his all-time loss. If you want to see how this trade returned just $290 into $171,000 in just a month, click on the video that just popped up. And if that is not enough, smash the subscribe button as it'll help me out a lot in reaching my goal of 600 subscribers. If you have any questions or recommendations, leave them in the comments down below and thanks for watching.